The awesome game of meme won this game, was the only one playing. 3 to 6 players with a Z. Ages 14 and up for some reason. Let's go play it. Okay. The awesome game of meme. Got the rules right here.
Two things for you, shovelware and mini golf. Now, shovelware is stupid, but we all love it, right? It's all dumb, it's fun to laugh at, it's fun to look at, it's low quality, but that's what makes it great. Now, mini golf, on the other hand, is one of the most pleasurable experiences that any person on planet Earth can ever have. I think.
Alright, so reading the instructions, it seems like one of those, Cards Against Humanity, apples to apples type games where you make a meme, and then the judge decides who gets a point, and that's essentially how this goes. Let's try it out, shall we? Dang it! I'm kind of tired of Populous. Probably should fix that curse now, because now it's spread to card games, not just video games. Alright, let's do this. If I have to play Populous one more time, I'm going to lose my sanity completely. So let's speed up the process. Shall we?
Cat Daddy Games.
Cat Daddy Games. They're well known for making tycoon games. So what are they doing making a mini golf?
Carnival Games Mini Golf. Hey, stop that!
This is Barker. He's the Carnival Games mascot, and he also owns this place. I think he should be arrested for something, I just don't know what yet. So we got two options, multiplayer and prize play, which is just single player. I have played this game before, when I was much younger, and I remember it vividly. Wait a second, there's a third option? The people who made this game are being credited like this?
Well, I mean, if I made a video game, I'd also want to be remembered that way.
Well, seeing as I have nobody else to play with, I guess I'm gonna have to do solo prize play. Alright, so starting off, I have to make a character. Unfortunately, I can't choose the eye color, so it's not going to look exactly like me, but I got it to look pretty close. Okay, so it asks for your dominant hand, but it really, really doesn't matter. I can play a tutorial? Why not? Let's try it. Alright, so to swing, all you have to do is wave the remote around, and the harder you wave, the more power you put on the swing. And then the moment you let go of A or B, you hit the ball. There's no... This is dumb. Okay, in terms of victory animations, this is the best we're gonna get. By the way, there are a ton of victory animations. Each one of the 4 character models has their own standard ones, and then it also branches out to each having their own victory animation for each individual club that you can get. And there is just a lot of this, and I hate it, but I love it, and this game is so stupid but amazing. Barker, hold me.
That tickles!
Alright, so this is the park, or map, or... What is this? I can't really call it an amusement park. I can't really call it a golf course. What is this place? Okay, so right now we only have 3 different, areas unlocked, and each one of them has 3 different holes. Now, every single one of these different themes has one of each specific type of hole. First, there's the adventure hole, which is pretty much the only one that's kind of like a real mini golf hole. Then there's the challenge hole, which is extremely vague and doesn't really mean anything in this context. And then the last hole type is a trick shot hole, which basically you have 3 or so tries to get it into the hole from the starting point, and each time you mess up, you start back at the beginning, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Let's start here, Prehistoria.
Me and this land go back. Way back, in fact, to the days of the dinosaurs. Most of these enormous creatures have names I won't even try to pronounce. So pick a hole and we'll get started.
Okay, as annoying as Barker seems, the voice actor did a really good job at making him a very entertaining character. and it's kind of just a joy to listen to this character just rant on and on about random things, and I kind of love him. Solo or against Barker?
Oh no, I'm not ready for something like that. Let's just do a solo round.
I hope you're okay with giant flying birds without any feathers, because there's one circling this hole. Pterodactyls are known to be fanatical about protecting their eggs. Hey, you ever notice that golf balls sort of look like eggs?
Thanks, Barker. Really appreciate the insightful commentary on golf balls. Alright, there's a fun quirk of all the adventure holes. So basically, somewhere in the level there is a minigame, and if you access it and beat it, you go straight to the hole. This one is Flappy Bird. Yay.
By giving your egg a ball back. Good luck, hot stuff.
Barker just called me hot stuff. I know you're jealous. It's hard to blame you, everyone would be. But, you know, try to keep it to yourself. Damn it. Well, I beat the hole. Not really sure what to do now. Alright, the way to progress this game is to get these Barker tokens. And the only way to get them is by winning against Barker.
Well, I suppose if I want to be efficient about things, I don't really have a choice, do I?
Alright, we have to replay the hole, but at least this time I get to metaphorically beat an old man to death.
You know, Barker does seem like the perfect name for this guy, but it's not humiliating enough, so from now on I'm gonna start calling him Barky Boy.
Alright, here's the deal. Barky Boy is actually, like, really good at this, so my best plan of action is probably to beat the stupid Flappy Bird game.
Hey!
Hey.
Very nice!
I feel so accomplished. Look at that, a fresh and juicy coin from Barky Boy. Alright, so this next one is segmented. The first part that you start at is a pachinko game, which then leads to another, like, little island in the middle of lava in this dinosaur's mouth. Alright, must I really explain anything? You can clearly see, like, what this hole is, right? Okay, alright. After experimenting with which color leads where, basically just go for the lime green one, and then it's a hole in one, so, yeah. Another Barky Boy coin down. Let's move on to the next hole. This one is my favorite. It's called a trick shot hole. This is a guessing game.
Hey, wait a minute! They said this hole was inactive, but it looks like that's not the case anymore.
Excuse me. Barky Boy, I'm not so sure about this.
Well, before she blows,
Barky Boy, I don't know, I'm not sure about this.
see if you can pick the right path that will lead us both to safety and a hole-in-one to boot.
I'm not sure about this, Barker.
All you have to do is just keep playing it until you get a hole in one, and then I guess you win. If you do well on a hole, you get a puzzle piece. If you get all the puzzle pieces in a given area, you get a new club, which each come with their own new victory animations. So, essentially, I get more of this. I'm so excited. I'm really excited to see more of this. And with that, we're done with the area. Let's move on to Barnyard.
What's that smell in the air?
The first hole we have here is called Hog Heaven. I take my first shot like usual. Now it's Barker's turn.
What? Excuse me? Hold on. So, we can't tie, because otherwise we don't get the coin. But he doesn't have to play the games to get holes in one? This is a scam!
Look, the only reason I'm giving Barky Boy a pass here is because he called me hot stuff earlier. So, we're cool, but you know, that still did piss me off a little bit. I will say, I really appreciate Barky Boy's enthusiasm. It's very inspiring. I suppose the best thing I can do right now is to get into the minigame and then beat it, you know, because it gives you a hole-in-one.
Old McDougal often says not to put all your eggs in one basket.
Barky Boy, are we sure this is legal? Well, who cares?
In this minigame, I have to catch the eggs, and if I really feel like it, I can catch the coins.
You made it all the way!
Sure did. And with that, I got another Barky Boy coin. The next hole is the challenge hole, and I don't want to know what's happening here, to be completely honest with you. By the way, these animal sounds, they are just perfect. I mean, we all know that cows go assuming that it's a cow. It may just be the farmer. Okay, the way that this hole works is that one of these eggs has the hole underneath it, and you have to find it by hitting your ball into different eggs. But you want to avoid hitting the middle one because it resets all the eggs. Someone who works at Cat Daddy Games was just going about their daily life, and all of a sudden this idea popped into their head. Somebody thought this was a really, really good idea enough to pitch it to the team of developers and then have it made.
You see, I think I get it. In this world, an animal can grow out of their egg, and what they do is to get a new one, they actually take the eggs of other dead or grown animals, they harvest them and just make a new one. The farmer, whatever his name is, he's doing a really good job. It's a science experiment.
I mean, I do this with human eggs. It's a lot more disturbing, but I do it with human eggs. So, this is the only way this joke can go is south, so I'm gonna stop it right now.
Okay, what does this place serve? It looks like a boss arena. What is this? Look at me. You're not in any position to talk, so I want you to look me in the eyes and tell me where the hole is. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to have a little chat with Barky Boy.
Yeah, I'll admit that this took a lot longer than it probably should have. It's not the fact that I have to do worse than Barky Boy, it's more so the fact that we can't tie. Because it is so easy to tie in this hole, and it's stupid. Well, that was fun. On to the next hole, the trick shot hole. Old McDougal. Turns out Old McDougal is actually the farmer of this hellhole. Basically, Old McDougal plays a specific pitch, and then you have to match it by hitting it in the right jug. But I'll be frank, I can cheat.
Yep.
Cool, got a new club, and now it's on to the next area. Fairytella. Alright, the adventure hole of Fairytella is called Downhill Slide, and I'm pretty sure you can understand exactly what that means.
Gnomes of Fairytella have designed this course especially for our guests. This hole looks easy, but don't let it fool you. Also, don't lose your footing, because it looks like that first step is a real doozy.
Barky Boy, Sweetie Pie, Honey Bunchkins, you're really scaring me here with your little speech. He said it looks easy and then told me don't let it fool you, but he didn't explain why it's not easy, which scares me immensely. So I guess we'll just see what happens. Ah! The gnomes got me. The minigame for this hole is Simon Says, but with gnomes that look like a police sketch come to life. It's okay, I kicked Barky Boy's ass. The next one's called Troll Bridge. You know, I think it goes without saying, but the audio mixing for Barker and his surroundings, not very good. I can barely hear Barker at all.
The woods to a hole-in-one you go. Keep your eye on the ball, because those...
Maybe it was intentional. Maybe listening to Barky Boy is too much raw power for the human brain to comprehend. You see, this hole's called Troll Bridge, but there aren't trolls on the bridge. Instead, there are goats who are blowing very strong gusts of wind who literally have no effect on the actual game in general. You can just hit past their gusts of wind. Look at this. Also pinball. I mean, what kind of golf game is right without pinball? I guess this is Carnival Games mini golf. And then we have to hit it into a lily pad, which bounces it. It gets hit by a lollipop and straight into the hole because I think I'm schizophrenic. Also, the only reason I won this hole is because of this. The next hole is called Flower Power, and I'm pretty sure you can already kind of guess what's happening here. I would like to draw attention to this little stream thing because the speed on it is insane. Okay, once again, we're done with the area. Now on to Pirate's Delight. All the other areas, those were easy. This is the first medium one. In this hole, there are two mini games, one for the normal route and one for the hole-in-one route. Now, the hole-in-one route, you have to go into this little ship.
There she blows!
This music does not fit what's going on here. And also there's this crab one, which honestly freaked me the hell out when I was younger. Why is everybody fighting over my ball? It's my ball.
You know, to be honest, the thing about pirate... Oh! Jeez. Oh. Oh, that's not good. Ugh. Looks like games aren't the only thing turning into Populous. It's spreading even more. I guess I doomed the world.
This is our next hole. It's, not very fun. I mean, just look at this. And of course, not only that, but we also have to beat Barker. I guess it's still not as bad as the egg one, though. This one's just clams. Just a lot of clams. You hit it into the right clam, you get a good hole. On to the Wild West.
Well, yeehaw then.
So pick your hole and get ready for a rootin' tootin' good time.
I'm ready, Barker. I'm ready for a rootin' tootin' good time.
See, I like the direction that Barky Boy's taking minigolf in. He's making it dangerous and life-threatening and illegal, and I am all for all of those things.
Run through these parts. Not many people make it up this way too much anymore, so some of the roads around here could do with a little work. If you run into trouble, you might just have to make your own way.
You know, Barky Boy's a weird character because he speaks in riddles, but his tone is so blunt that he almost doesn't. And I love it. You could go the regular way where you have to bounce off this target, go around hitting the hole and everything. Or you could go in this mineshaft and play an on-rails shooter. See, these minigames, they aren't hard, but they're not exactly easy. These guys kind of look like the blue ghost from Luigi's Mansion 3, but with eyes. I think they're called goobers, I think? I don't know, man. And just like that, we got another Barky Boy coin. Funny thing, when you go back to play a level again after already beating Barker, you get this.
You win, but you have the coin already.
You're damn right I did. This next hole is pretty much completely luck-based. You have to go through this loop-de-loop and then hit the right pack of dynamite to get in the hole. And this one's kind of rough too, just because, you know, me and Barker can't tie. And so Barky Boy wins by just being as good as me. Next is the trick shot hole. Oh, okay. I'll take it then. Let's go. This next area is called King's Court. And the first hole is called Crooked Walk. Depending on how you shoot your first shot depends on what happens. You could either unlock the minigame and play that to get a hole in one, or you could just go over here. The minigame is called Juggles.
You finished!
Okay, cool, I beat you, Barky Boy. Here's the next hole. And I like the idea that Barky Boy could find real dragons for his mini golf course, but he couldn't find real people in suits of armor and horses, so he had to use these, like, wooden things. Basically, you have to crank open the thing, and it's fun, really fun. I'm having fun. Last thing in this area is the trick shot, which there are two ways to get to the hole. There's this one, which goes in all these, like, different bombs, and then there's this one, which you have to just basically time it right.
Uh-oh.
You better hurry, otherwise my kidney will turn to Populous. Gotta hurry. Okay, next we got the this Halloween area. First one's called Old Toothy.
I wonder how long it would take to find each one of those sounds in a stock sound list.
We go through this graveyard in which everybody is really unhappy with their current situation. We crack this old guy's teeth, and then we go up this hill into the hole. Next we got the challenge hole, Devil's Brew.
Like most mini golf courses, there's a hole based on Satan.
You have to power your shot right not to go in the devil's mouth, but get into the witch's brew. Then afterwards, you go through another graveyard, get stuck by spiders. This is the easiest minigame I have ever played. Then you go through this windmill into the hole. Okay, next, there are animal versions of trees blowing gusts of wind, and you have to make it to the hole, which is right in front of you, but it's always so hard, but I actually did it somehow, so here we go! Next, Amazonia. The first one, Going Tribal, because we all know tribal means lava. But the minigame, although really hard to get to, because, I mean, look at this, is a rhythm game, and a very easy rhythm game. So, easy hole-in-one. But the normal route isn't very fun. I mean, it's not easy and it's not fun. Also, there are spears coming from absolutely nowhere. I like the implication that there's just people down there thrusting it upwards. This next one, while very small, has like 4 different paths to it. So, it's kind of cool, but it's kind of boring. Also, is that a snake? The next hole, the trick shot hole, is a bridge that breaks as your ball rolls along it. Basically, you have to hit it just the right power to get it in the hole and not feed it to these alligators. It's fine. The last area, Ra's Revenge. The first hole has always intrigued me for some reason. I have no clue why, but it's up in the sky. Also, Barker's quotes when your ball falls off is just, they're hilarious.
Out of bounds!
Basically, you have to keep jumping, and there's teleportation, and somehow all of this is kind of boring. The minigame is a game of labyrinth, and it's my least favorite just because it seems unfair. This next one is just a maze. Basically, you just guess until you get to the hole. Usually you want to go for the hardest ones to get into, out of these little door things. Yeah.
Alright, this is it, the last hole, the last Barky Boy coin. That's quite unfortunate.
It was boring. Okay, we did it.
Sweet job.
Oh, hell yeah.
But aside from saving the world, what was my hard work for?
Player option screen.
I can look like Barker now. Yes! This game wasn't even that bad. I mean, there's multiplayer mode.
And with that, we finished the game. Honestly, it wasn't the worst thing ever. I mean, it wasn't good, but it definitely wasn't terrible. That being said, I will never read the Carnival Games Mini Golf Manual in Latin ever again. This year.